All right, let's dive into one of the biggest, most universal headaches in all of software development: documentation. We're going to be looking at a new tool from Google called CodeWiki, and it uses some seriously powerful AI to attack this problem in a way that's, well, completely new.
I mean, if you're a developer, you know this feeling deep in your bones, right? You get dropped into a massive, sprawling codebase with almost zero guidance. It feels like you've been handed a map to a giant city, but half the street names are just gone. It is a deeply frustrating experience. And it's that exact problem that CodeWiki is built to solve.
And this really gets to the heart of what we call the documentation dilemma. Think of it as this silent roadblock. It's the thing that slows down projects, makes life miserable for new hires, and just quietly sucks up thousands of hours of productivity across the entire industry.
I mean, just look at how a developer's time really breaks down. Over on one side, you've got the creative, innovative work, the stuff we all want to be doing. But in reality, a huge, and I mean huge chunk of time gets spent over here, just trying to figure out what the code is already supposed to be doing. It's this constant battle between making progress and basically being a code archaeologist.
So, why is this such a stubborn problem? Well, it's because traditional documentation is, let's be honest, fundamentally broken. It's a manual chore that nobody wants to do. The second a developer pushes a new line of code, the docs become outdated. It's always the last thing on the priority list, and even when it does get written, it almost never has the deep, juicy context you actually need.
Okay, but what if we could just flip this whole model on its head? That's exactly where CodeWiki comes into the picture. And this isn't just another documentation tool, you guys. This really represents a whole new way of thinking about how we interact with our code.
So what is it? At its core, CodeWiki is an AI system that literally plugs into your codebase. And then, on demand, it generates comprehensive, easy-to-read documentation. That means no more manual writing and no more outdated wikis. It's just there when you need it.
And I love this tagline from Google. It frames CodeWiki as a new perspective on development for the agentic era. That's a powerful phrase. It suggests this isn't just a tool, it's a doorway into something much bigger. So, what on earth is the agentic era? We're going to get into that. But first, just pause for a second and really think about this question. What would your job, your workflow, look like if you could completely trust that the documentation was a perfect, living reflection of the code all the time? The increase in speed, the confidence you'd have, it would be a total game changer. So, how does this magic trick actually work? Well, the secret sauce here is this incredible leap we've seen in AI, specifically with models like Google's Gemini 1.5 Pro. The key is its absolutely massive context window, which means it can read and understand just an enormous amount of information all at once. The whole process is really elegant. First, the AI just ingests the entire codebase, the whole shebang. Then, and this is the critical part, it doesn't just read the files. It analyzes all the relationships, the dependencies, the entire architecture. And finally, whenever you need something explained, boom, it generates the documentation for you, right then and there. And the stuff it can generate is pretty incredible. We're talking high-level overviews of the whole codebase, perfect for new team members. It can spin up get-started guides, create detailed API references, or go super deep on specific classes and functions. You can even have interactive Q&A sessions with it. It's basically like turning your code exploration into a direct conversation with the world's foremost expert on that specific project. Now, all of this is building towards that bigger idea we mentioned earlier, this agentic era. This is about way more than just documentation. It's about completely redefining our relationship with AI in the whole creative process. So, what is the agentic era? Think of it as a future where AI isn't just a tool that you command. Instead, it acts as an agent, a proactive, capable partner that understands your goals and can handle complex, multi-step tasks all on its own. It's not just your tool, it's your collaborator. For so long, we've thought of AI as a really powerful, but ultimately passive tool. Like a hammer. A hammer is incredibly useful, but it doesn't swing itself. You have to tell it exactly what to do, and it does that one specific thing. CodeWiki represents this fundamental shift to AI as an expert partner. You don't tell it how to write the documentation step by step. You just give it the goal. Hey, explain this code base, and it figures out the rest. It has the expertise and the autonomy to just get the job done. All right, so let's bring this all home. What are the real-world implications here? What does a tool like CodeWiki actually mean for the future of how we build software?
Okay, so here are the key takeaways. First, that age-old problem of outdated docs, it could be effectively solved. Onboarding a new engineer onto a complex project could take days instead of weeks or months. And maybe most importantly, this frees up developers to spend their brainpower on what they do best, solving really hard problems and building amazing things. This is one of the first real glimpses of what a true AI-human partnership looks like.
And that really leaves us with this final, fascinating question to chew on. For decades, we have spent so much of our collective human brainpower just trying to understand the complex systems we've already built. So, if an AI agent can now take on that massive cognitive load for us, what new, bigger, more complex problems will we finally be freed up to solve next? Now that is an exciting future to think about.